guys. So it has been a while, so sorry that I have neglected this YouTube channel just for a little bit. I have been pretty busy. I kind of have been trying to help my husband in some way to kind of support the family. He's been working super hard, but my creative mind was kind of going into a few different directions of creating some UGC content. So I've been really busy like filming kind of products and that kind of stuff. So if you've been seeing me post up things, I am sorry that you've been watching that, but it's been extremely really fun, like trialing different products and making reviews and stuff like that. And it has actually helped a lot with our family with not having to buy things for a baby and whatnot. But I thought I would go back to all the kind of the Christian content that we've been making previously. Before I also had like a little bit of a lull in, I guess, stuff that I wanted to talk about. I guess like so many people really enjoyed like the marriage stuff, relationship stuff, singleness, and then I kind of posted up one about like our testimony about acting and that kind of stuff, and I guess it didn't generate as many views, which I'm not here for the views, but I guess, you know, you're just like, oh, nobody really wanted to watch it. But maybe people do. Maybe in the future people will want to watch it. But right now it was kind of like, oh, you know, I'm not really sure what to share. But I guess there were so many things I wanted to share. I want to share like motherhood stuff, baby stuff. But I am aware that most of our content and viewers are single people. And so anyway, I just thought I would share more about God and still share about motherhood and stuff like that. But let me know what you guys think of how I could possibly, like, is it interesting to kind of post motherhood stuff? I really want to create content out there for people that are going to be mothers or will be having a child soon, because I do feel like it's bad to have so much knowledge and go through it and not share for those out there. But anyway, so I guess the other update that I've been doing is I have been doing quite a lot of gardening, and so I'm going to show some videos. I've been really enjoying houseplants, but I've kind of been moving into like more like the herbs and that kind of stuff. And so I was spending some time with the Lord and in the Word, and also I did a Bible study with a friend. So if you guys were interested in that, I will link that in the bottom with Proverbs 27. And I guess I mentioned during the Bible study, she led it and I kind of was like the speaker guest, of how important like agriculture is. And I've kind of like gone in a deep dive of like trying to create things from the kitchen. Like I just realized like how many things in our kitchen that we eat that we could like reproduce and put in our garden and make more food. And I'm like, how is there no food for people? Like there is so much food, because if you're eating, you can save seeds and plant them and then make more. So it's actually really fascinating how this whole journey of like gardening has actually been helping me with understanding like concepts of the Bible. So obviously like a lot of the contextual stuff of the Bible was kind of made around agriculture, because back in the day there was no technology, there was nothing else other than agriculture. That was like the main source of trade. And so it's fascinating like nowadays trying to read the Bible and not really understanding what the Bible means, because if you haven't planted a seed, you're not going to know like what germination means, like soil and that kind of stuff. And so I kind of want to encourage you guys out there to like kind of go experimenting with gardening and growing your own plant and that kind of stuff, because I feel like if you kind of garden just a little bit, like you can just start with one plant and a seed or whatnot, I feel like it really makes you understand the Bible and what God is saying, and using the analogies and the metaphors and the parables and that kind of stuff, like with, you know, the seed falling on good soil and non-good soil. It's like it means something, because you can actually like visualize it, as well as like good fruit and bad fruit. And that was really fascinating, of like the good fruit and the bad fruit. And And I think that actually talks about more about like false prophets and that kind of stuff. And so anyway, it's been a crazy kind of journey. I have also been watching a lot of videos on, there's quite a lot of celebrities and also people that have quite a lot of influence on Instagram and TikTok and that kind of stuff that have like millions of followers, and they're turning to Christ. And this is one thing that I've kind of been really upset about with the church, or like believers in general, is that there's so many Christians that are condemning these celebrities slash people that are getting saved and kind of putting out their testimony. And one of them in particular, it was a couple of weeks ago, so maybe the traction has kind of died down, but it was really interesting looking from an outside perspective and like not commenting on the situation at all. But it was like this this ex an OnlyFans person, and she gave her life to Christ again. So she grew up in anyway, I'll share the testimony of her getting saved. And there's also videos of her on the podcast, whatever, of her being like, you know, her unsaved self. And then like over time, you kind of see her transition. So she's obviously gone from like OnlyFans slash porn slash like kind of the entertainment industry to being radically saved and sharing her testimony. And it was very discouraging to see so many Christians being like, this is all fake. She's not a real believer. And I think one of them in particular is like out there to get her, like her name is Pearl or whatever. Anyway, it was quite sad to see like believers tearing down believers. It was like, okay, how about if even if she wasn't saved, you wouldn't treat someone that way. And so I guess the whole moral of this whole post, or like this video, is like, I just feel like as believers and as Christians, and I remember being like a new Christian, or even like when I was a Christian before I walked away from the church, it was like, I feel like Christian or church hurt is a real thing, and people walk away from Christ because of the love or lack of love that Christians show them, and you know, this whole judgmental thing and that kind of stuff. And I'm not judging these other Christians by all means, but I guess it's a message out there to be like, when there's a new Christian or like someone that has like just converted to the faith, like we shouldn't be judging them with the same amount of rules and stuff that we have for ourselves. I think because I just remember my journey as a Christian. It was like I was slowly getting convicted of little things, and I still struggle with some things. I'm not perfect, and I sin every day like everybody else, and that's why I need Jesus to help me. But you know, I feel like with this rod of like discipline and judgment and that kind of stuff, it's like, I feel like we're not encouraging a baby Christian to mature. I feel like we're tearing them down before we even like give them a chance to mature. And so anyway, she thankfully like has kind of pushed it out there about like how she kind of like tried to clear out, you know, some of the misunderstandings of this person blasting her and stuff. But yeah, it was just really sad seeing the comments of like people like, she's not even saved, she's not even a believer. And sorry, I'm having a package delivered back. So where I was at was, I think we should just keep on encouraging each other, no matter where we are in our walk, no matter how perfect or imperfect we are. And I think was a Rich Wilkinson Jr. was like saying about how church should be full of robbers and thieves and prostitutes and that kind of stuff, because the church should be a hospital, not a place that is perfect. And so I think even when I have like posted videos, I've deleted the comments. But you know, some people are like, I saw that you swore at this post, and it was like, I'm not perfect. I try not to cuss, but you know, sometimes it just slips out. And especially if the situation is frustrating, then my old self comes out, and that's when I need Jesus to remind me about forgiveness and grace and mercy and what he has shown onto me, and I'm sure that there is going to be a time when I'm going to see Jesus, and I'm going to come, and I'm sure there is going to be a time where I will be in front of the throne, and everything that I've done is going to be in front. And I know that. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of things that I probably regret. And I still struggle with things, but you know, I'm not perfect. And so, and I think I keep on saying that in my videos, and I feel like I have to like reaffirm myself that I'm not perfect, and I'm trying every single day. But anyway, we just have to have grace for each other and love and excitement. I feel like when someone gets baptized, like even when, who was it? Kat Von D got baptized, like so many people are like, oh, because you're wearing black, you're not saved. And it's like, just let the girl get saved. Like, we should be celebrating. We can't just tear her down because she wears black, you know, because of our certain image of what we think a Christian should be or where we think she should be. But she, you know, we don't know where people's hearts are. People that look perfect on the outside might have rotten hearts, you know. And I think about, like, again, a fruit analogy of like, it can be a perfect fruit and then you bite into it and it's like sour and bitter, and you know, I'm sure I was like that in the past as well. So it's like, this isn't me being like, you are horrible and this, and I am perfect, or they're perfect. And it's like, we don't know what's happening in people's lives. We don't know where people's hearts are. But if they're chasing the Lord and they're, you know, really trying really hard to have a relationship with the Lord, we should be encouraging and pushing them towards Christ. And despite whatever they're going through, like, you know, we can encourage that and then kind of let the Lord speak to them, especially if they do have a relationship with the Lord. I feel like God will speak to them at a certain point about their sins and whatever whatever God convicts them about. So anyway, I'm so sorry that I keep on looking away. I just have a delivery and there was like a massive truck that parked in front of, and I just want to make sure he's safe. So anyway, I hope that was a really short video. I don't want it to be too long because I know I've been making really long videos, and I hope that this was encouraging to those out there who are new Christians. Like, I see you, I know what you're going through, and sometimes church hurt is a real thing, and I stopped going to church because of judgmental Christians. And so if that's another video that we need to talk about, I can, how to get over church hurt. But just knowing that people are not perfect. Christians are not perfect, and non-Christians are not perfect. And sometimes a Christian can be more toxic than a non-Christian might be more healthy than a Christian, and vice versa. And so it's like, we have to judge each other, and remember that we are imperfect. We are humans, and this is why we need Jesus. This is why we needed him. And so anyway, I hope that was really helpful for those out there. Let me know what you guys want to hear about on this channel. I love talking. I just don't know what you guys want to see. And I don't know why my brain just had a little fart for a little bit where it was like, I don't know what to talk about. So I'm just going to let myself ramble, and hopefully this will encourage someone and bless somebody out there. So love you guys. Mwah.